place for everyone. KSHB 41 News starts right now.
People across the country scramble to get resources to survivors in Hawaii, so we're going to be sharing an opportunity for you to make a difference.
We can only hope that that people come together to help them out.
And we're following up with a local church to hear how they're continuing their mission after a fire put service on hold.
Well, my message is to never quit and never give up, especially on people.
But first, we are taking a live look outside this morning. The sun is out, it is blue skies, and something we should probably hang on to in terms of this feeling. Meteorologist Cassie Wilson joining us now. Cassie, it's a beautiful day. I'm going golfing later. My sister's in town. We're having a good time, and today is the day to enjoy.
Today's the day, the last day before the heat hits hard, and we're all going to be sweating it out here in Kansas City, so enjoy.
All right, Cassie, well, you just heard that heat is coming this weekend, so it's important to stay cool, right? The City of Independence will open the Roger T. Sermon Community Center as a designated cooling site. That starts tomorrow. It'll be open most hours of the day from Saturday until Tuesday. Now, if you need to find other cooling sites around the area, you can find the full list at kcmo.gov. In other news this midday, Kansas City police are investigating a homicide in the 400 block of Northwest 88th Terrace. Police say that they were initially called to a home nearby for a reported prowler. And then through their investigation, they found a man inside the home who had been injured. Police say the man died on the scene. Police say that they have a person of interest in custody, and the circumstances surrounding the homicide are unknown at this time. Now we want to get to the very latest in Hawaii. A team of ATF investigators are now in Maui to search for what started the wildfire that has caused so much damage and heartache. And that's just part of the federal response into the nation's deadliest fire in more than a century. NBC's Chris Pallone shares more.
Ahead of Monday's visit to Hawaii, President Biden offered a message of support for the victims of last week's wildfires.
And I want the people of Hawaii to know your country's with you.
The federal government and states across the mainland have scrambled to get resources to Maui.
That's why we took immediate action, surging hundreds of federal personnel, delivering thousands of meals, liters of water, cots, and blankets.
More than 600 federal responders are on Maui, including 250 search and rescue team members, many using trained dogs to help find those lost in the fast-moving inferno.
This is a really hard disaster, and this is a really difficult search operation.
Maryland, among several other states, sending teams to help find and identify victims in Lahaina.
There always is an eagerness, right? A lot of these people are firefighters already, so they come to work every day prepared to respond to the unknown.
FEMA has spent nearly $4 million to help survivors find shelter on Maui. It's a place where frustration is growing, and questions remain about state and local efforts to evacuate people as the fire bore down.
Where were you guys to try and get us out, evacuate us? No, we're mad.
Maui's emergency management director has now resigned, citing health reasons after defending the decision not to sound the island's emergency sirens.
Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone malka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire.
Several Hawaii lawmakers now calling for an independent investigation into the fire's cause and the decisions made leading up to this growing tragedy. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
So the wildfires have actually killed more than 100 people and destroyed thousands of buildings. The devastation may be happening thousands of miles away, but it's having an impact for Native Hawaiians living right here in Kansas City. We want to be a voice for everyone, so we talk to people directly impacted by this to show you their perspectives. Dorinda Nicholson grew up on Oahu. She plans to go back to the island as a mental health responder with the Red Cross. In the meantime, she's glad to see other Hawaiians who are stepping up to help.
I love the way that everyone is responding, and especially those in the other towns in Maui that are opening their homes, and the aloha spirit, not just in Maui.
So Dorinda and other Native Hawaiians will be at the Ethnic Enrichment Festival. That's happening at Swope Park this weekend. They plan to collect donations in order to help victims of the wildfires at their booth. The festival starts at 6 p.m. today. And a fire raced through a historic church on 35th and Wabash in Kansas City last month. But despite the structure's uncertainty, Mount Christian Worship Center and Neighbor to Neighbor continues to serve the community. With the help of volunteers, Neighbor to Neighbor continues to carry their mission in feeding hundreds of homeless people in our community. They've taken their work from inside the church's kitchen to setting up a makeshift tent out in the streets just to accomplish their giving back. Gregory Parr, the organization's executive director, says the fire was not going to burn the bridge to the community.
We need to continue to serve the public. We need to make this world a better place, one person at a time.
So if you'd like to support Neighbor to Neighbor, just head to n2n4kc.com. Having clean clothes is something a lot of us may take for granted. For some, it's a luxury. As a voice for everyone this morning, we want to highlight a local laundromat in KCK making a difference. They've made it their mission to provide their community with free services. The owner of Leah's Laundry on the Q started this vision nearly 2 years ago. And she saw the need in the community, so she decided to give back. And she started this initiative. Every third Monday of the month, families are able to bring their clothes and check off one less thing to worry about. So through sponsors like COPE, a grant-funded organization, they partnered with the laundromat to make this possible. So community members can wash and dry clothes free of charge. You guys, this is huge, with supplies like detergent and dry sheets all provided for them. Our Marlon Martinez spoke with the owner, and she says that her mission has always been to be a shoulder of support for others.
For me, it's a community laundry day. I'm not looking to make profit on that day. I'm looking to benefit whoever comes in this door, and we can help with a service.
I might come in with an attitude, but hey, when I see that, hi, hey, you know, that just, it turns a smile on your face. So if I know if it do it for me, it do it for a lot of other people.
Absolutely. So go ahead and take a look at your screen. The next free Community Laundry Day will be this upcoming Monday. That's the 21st from 3 to 6 p.m. There is a limit, however, of 4 baskets of clothes per person. And we want to note, families that attend this Monday will receive free backpacks for their child with school supplies and hygiene kits all inside. And they've been giving back to the community in other ways as well. In fact, for the last 5 years, they've held events like a Thanksgiving meal and also coat drives for the community, something that Leah says that they hope to continue to do. And we do too. Great work there. Well, families looking for fun things to do this weekend, well, you can head over to Sedalia. The Missouri State Fair returned with some new attractions this year. So the State Fair is expecting about 350,000 visitors. And of course, they've got all of the classics. We're talking food. We're talking carnival rides. We're talking exhibits. It's also a great opportunity for farmers to showcase their work and for visitors to learn all about agriculture and its role here in Missouri.
It's a great way to showcase everything that Sedalia has to offer and to let everybody see all the different things that make our state great.
We always have to come to the pork house and enjoy a pork burger, and just getting a chance to see the 4-H exhibit and see what kids throughout the state have been working on.
All right, the Missouri State Fair will last through this Sunday, August 20th. And as you all know, KSHB 41, your home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Training camp officially over for the defending Super Bowl champs. And now they're going to travel to AZ to play the Cardinals. So be sure to tune in for our pregame coverage. That's at 6 p.m. And then stick around for a little bit more for the after the game. Well, it starts up at 7 there. And we'll have all of your Chiefs coverage right here on your home of the Chiefs. And just as a reminder, you would definitely want to watch the last 2 preseason games. In the past years, the teams have actually had to cut their rosters a little at a time during this preseason. So starting this year, there's just one cut. The team has to be at 53 players by August 29th. We'll keep an eye on that. Still to come, the Garmin KC Air Show returns to Kansas City this weekend. And straight ahead, our Claire Bradshaw is showing us a sneak peek.
And if you're heading out to that New Century Airport, get set to sweat. Temperatures will be warming into the upper 90s for Saturday and near 100 degrees by Sunday. We'll talk about that heat wave on the other side of this break.
And still to come, a local organization making sure perfectly uneaten food gets to the right hands. Ari Lee Schoenig is showing us Pete's Garden. Stay with us. You're watching KSHB 41 News Midday. We'll be right back.
When you publish something under your own name, that's a testament to how hard you worked on it, right? You're proud of it. However, imagine if somebody published something under your name for their profit using words generated by artificial intelligence. It's not quite infringement, and it's not quite illegal. But right now, there's a group of authors who are working hard to try to prevent things like that from happening before it gets out of control.
It wasn't like I was surprised to see these fraudulent books, but it was just a very new and disturbing iteration.
It was a reader who had alerted Jane Friedman, a writer who has been in the publishing industry for 25 years, that something was not right with books being sold on Amazon under her name. The topics were similar to what she writes. The name on the page was hers, but the actual writing was not. In fact, she believes it wasn't even human.
It was clear that no specific work was being infringed. It was just something that was trying to trade on my name, and that all of the content had been generated by AI.
Because the writing was not a total copy of her work, not infringement or plagiarism, it was even tricky to report it to Amazon. She says it took a post on X, formerly Twitter, and a blog entry to get the corporation's attention, and eventually the books using her name were taken down. Though this instance might be settled, Friedman says this represents a much bigger AI-fueled problem for the industry.
It's all a gray area. There aren't any laws or legislation that would help protect you. It's kind of like every man, woman, and child for themselves.
In a statement to Scripps News, Amazon spokesperson Lindsay Hamilton says that the company investigates book concerns when their guidelines may have been broken, and quote, "We welcome author feedback and work directly with authors to address any issues they raise, and where we have made an error, we correct it."
Those systems don't exist without the data being fed into them.
Emily M. Bender is the leader of the Computational Linguistics Master's Program at the University of Washington in Seattle. She says the ability of AI to pump out large quantities of convincing enough text, as well as the program's use of writers' work as training, is concerning. And right now, there's not much that can be done about it from many perspectives.
The fiction that this is somehow free is really just that. It's a fiction. Like it is the product of people's creative labor.
It's not art, and we need art.
Mary Berger, the CEO of the Authors Guild, the largest professional organization for writers in the U.S., sent a letter to the big tech companies, including OpenAI, calling the use of AI generative tech using copyrighted works unjust, and is calling on those companies to ask for permission from and to compensate writers. 10,000 authors signed the letter, including big literary names like James Patterson and Margaret Atwood. The Guild is also asking for Congress support in making this a reality.
We fear that because it's so cheap and easy, it could so easily flood the marketplace.
If this sort of activity is just allowed to go without any guardrails, then how do you trust anything that you see on Amazon or elsewhere if it's not policed?
Authors are also asking for some sort of watermark or stamp that can let consumers know what they are buying is AI. But until these solutions become reality, it's up to both authors and book lovers to be vigilant.
Well, Kansas City, we're at 73 degrees for your...
This is a sound we've learned to hear as a problem.
This is a test of the Paradise Early Warning Sirens.
A warning sign to get out, to get away. But in Paradise, California, a town rebuilding itself from ashes, this is the sound of resilience, of lessons learned, and of the will to protect life.
If you're going to come back to town, if you're going to be part of Paradise again, what to make you feel secure and happy and wanting to come back, what do you need? Number one on that list was a warning system.
The town has a dozen of its planned 21 early warning sirens in testing this month, ahead of the 5-year anniversary of the Camp Fire this November. At the time, it was the deadliest fire in a century, and it is still the deadliest and most destructive in California history. A fire that came, destroyed, and killed without any of these sirens.
Had that fire struck at 3:30 in the morning instead of 6:30, we would have all been asleep and we would not have had the notifications.
There's kind of mixed viewpoints on it because a lot of people think there won't be a fire here again, but it's not for right now. It's for the future, for our kids. It's to, so that this could never happen again.
A step to protect against fires more intense and faster moving in a climate-changed world.
And satellite can give it the message also. So we've got backup after backup on these. So this way, we're sure we're going to get the message out to people.
James Packard, Scripps News, Los Angeles.
41 News.
The Garmin KC Air Show is back in Kansas City this weekend, and there's going to be several performers, including the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, the Red Bull Skydive team, and so much more. Now, the air show is at the New Century Air Center in Kansas starting tomorrow. Our very own Claire Bradshaw has a preview.
We're out here at the Garmin KC Air Show. It is happening Saturday and Sunday, but we've got a preview for you of one of the performances that you can see. We're joined now by Michael Bowman. He is with the F-22 Raptor demo team. This is an aircraft like no other behind you. What makes this so special?
Absolutely. The F-22 is the first fifth-generation air-to-air fighter. We are stealthed. We are the crown jewel of air-to-air dominance. We're super cruise capable, traveling faster than the speed of sound without going into afterburner. Our outsized flight controls and thrust vectoring means that you'll see this aircraft move in ways no other fighter aircraft in the world can maneuver.
What will people see when you guys take to the skies this week, and what is something that they should keep an eye out for?
The first thing you'll notice is the noise. It has a very distinct sound. We call it the sound of freedom. We're fast, we're loud, and you'll be seeing us perform maneuvers that have you scratching your head going, I didn't think a jet could move like that.
You guys spend about 250 days out of the year in the air. You're going to air shows after this, but what's your favorite part about coming out to air shows?
Beyond seeing the aircraft fly, for us, our team really likes getting to engage with the people that come here. Come out and meet us, come talk to us, come get a tour of our aircraft, see what it's like, learn about what the Air Force mission is, and we do all of this in the hopes that we can inspire the next generation of aviators.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. You can come out to New Century Air Center from Saturday, Sunday. Gates open at 9 a.m. Those shows start at 10:30. Make sure you pack some air plugs for the F-22 Raptor demo team's performance. Reporting in New Century, Kansas, I'm Claire Bradshaw, KSHB 41 News.
How many times have you gone out to eat or to an event and you see perfectly good food uneaten and sometimes even untouched? Well, one Kansas City nonprofit is putting an end to this food waste. KSHB 41 News reporter Ely Schoenig shows us how Pete's Garden is paying their work forward.
This buzzing kitchen is on a mission.
Here, put it over here, huh?
A mission to redirect food.
Everything that we pick up is prepared food.
Tamara Weber founded Pete's Garden, named after her father.
Growing up, we had a huge garden that he loved to take care of, and we didn't waste food.
The Kansas City nonprofit gets surplus food from big names across the area. Restaurants, hotels, and even the Chiefs.
Lots of fresh prepared proteins, healthy vegetables and starches. We pick up surplus from the player training meals.
This food is then delivered to organizations serving families in need.
Our goal is to enable family mealtime.
Now here's where the magic happens.
I'm in charge of the ham, so because I get to eat a piece when I do the ham.
Volunteers like Eileen McKean work hard and play hard.
Dear gosh. Yes, the ham is my favorite, and how dare anyone touch it.
But McKean and the others are serving up more than a meal.
We laugh a lot, and we have fun, and we learn. So those are good reasons, and of course we're doing some good.
Friendship is featured on this menu, too.
Each one of these people are a wink from God, because everyone is so wonderful. They really are.
In Kansas City, Elise Schoenig, KSHB 41 News.
If you would like to donate surplus foods or volunteer, just head to our website, kshb.com. We've got all the details there.
It's easy to see how much less water flows through the Colorado River now than in previous decades. The Aqueduct Water Risk Atlas analyzes current and future water risks around the world and flags this region as a top concern.
We actually see that the Colorado River Basin is one of the most extremely water-stressed places in the world. 6 out of the 7 states within the Colorado River Compact rank in the top 10 of most water-stressed states in the United States.
The atlas finds that across the globe, 25 countries experience extremely high water stress every year, meaning they use nearly all the water they have. Population growth, industrial and agriculture demands, and climate change all contribute to a need for water that's projected to increase up to 25% by 2050.
As climate change makes water more variable, it becomes less reliable. You know, our farmers that are depending on water at a certain time of year won't be able to rely on that timing as much into the future.
Living with water stress jeopardizes people's lives, their jobs, the food supply, and energy security. Water demand has plateaued in parts of North America and Europe because of the investment in water efficiency technology. But clearly, some regions, like the Colorado River Basin, are still affected. The report calls on governments around the world to put in existing efficiency measures into place.
When we're thinking about agriculture, which covers 70% of the global water demand, there are a lot of things that we can do to make agriculture more efficient, whether that's, drip irrigation systems, things like that, that reduce the amount of water we need.
Nature-based solutions like the preservation of wetlands and forests are also highlighted. An urgent plea for action to avert an even bigger crisis. Addie Guajardo, Scripps News.
Still to come here on KSHB 41 News Midday, we're hearing from a car enthusiast about sharing his passion. Plus,
I'm John Mattery's. Halloween decorations get bigger and better every year. We want to know what you'll find this year and how much it'll cost. That story coming up.
and it's Friday, which means another one-tank trip for you. This week, I'm showing you what to expect at the Sunflower Festival at KC Wine Co. The fall vibes are back, and we're not just talking about pumpkin spice everything, okay? Stores are just stocked with Halloween decorations, and our consumer reporter, John Mattery, looks at whether it's worth buying now or just waiting.
Believe it or not, Halloween and fall decorations are already out. And if you'd like to have the spookiest house on your block this year, we wanted to know what you'll find right now and what it'll cost you.
Scary sounds, animated animals, and inflatable monsters. Julie Rocchio of At Home says these are the biggest decor trends this Halloween.
Great size for your yard.
She says inflatables from $44 up to $200 are all the rage.
So they're plug and play. You can decorate real fast and easy. And they also, when they disinflate, they're easy to pack away and store for next year.
Julie suggests completing your yard with skeletons and tombstones as low as $19 each. Now that we're all excited to scare the bejesus out of young children,
it's still August, right? Like, I didn't lose time somewhere.
We wanted to know, did Halloween creep into stores sooner than usual?
We're kind of getting this fall vibe a little bit earlier.
Julie Ramhold with DealNews.com says just like the excitement around pumpkin spice lattes, stores are getting on board. That means you can spread out your spending rather than buying everything all at once. So should you stock up now? Julie says it depends where you shop.
Discount stores like Home Goods or TJ Maxx, places like that, you're probably not going to want to wait.
She says at big chains like Walmart and Target, prices will likely come down the closer we get to Halloween. The best deals, of course, come on November 1st. But if you want these big inflatables, At Home's Julie Rocchio says don't wait till October.
No, they'll probably be gone. We're selling out as soon as we put them out on the shelf.
That way you'll have the scariest home on the block and you don't waste your money. I'm John Mattery.
Hey everyone, I'm Alexa Liacco, your host for Good to Know. And you know we love talking about the good stuff, but this car guy has a lot of great stuff to share. Ready to talk cars?
If you're ready, I'm ready.
Joe Rady knows a lot about them. He grew up around his dad's auto shop.
Even now, when I get a certain smell or I hear a certain noise, it just brings me back.
That's what led him to racing in Formula V, where he won almost half of his 67 events and walked away with just one crash.
It's not my fault. Somebody did not heat up their tires properly and took me out.
After the final checkered flag, Joe taught high school history for 18 years and got the students interested in cars too.
It was great because I even started a car club after school.
Eventually, Joe had the chance to teach even more people about cars, like his 1 million YouTube followers. Yeah, he's YouTube famous, I'd say.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides.
So 4 years ago, he closed his history book.
I told them, I said, you guys are the last people I'm ever teaching. And they're like, no, Mr. Rady, now you just have a wider spectrum of people.
They're right. Joe's passion for cars is now seen all around the world.
And coming from the heart, I'm just being myself. I'm not trying to win anybody over. It's just about sharing my passion and knowledge with people and cars.
It still looks beautiful out here in Kansas City. Blue skies, greenery holding, temperatures at 73.
Happy Friday. It's time for another one-tank trip. KC Wine Co. hosting their Sunflower Festival all month long. So I'm showing you just how much fun you can have at the festival as the season has just begun.
On this edition of One Tank Trips, we explore the family-friendly Sunflower Fest at KC Wine Co. in Olathe, Kansas.
We are 20 years old for the pumpkin patch, and a lot of people, since the winery has taken off so much, think that the winery came first. But the pumpkin patch came first, and then when we went to purchase this land, it had the acres of grapes already on it, and so we were like, well, I guess we'll have a winery too.
Their pumpkin patch is where they host festivals, like the Sunflower Festival.
We've got 60 activities out here. All of them are built by my husband, my father, or my grandfather, you know, any part of our team. What we've really tried to incorporate is things for parents to do with their kids. Yes. So a lot of the activities that you're going to find are also adult friendly. We have a tricycle track that has for littles, but also adults. We've got anything from the truck slide, our famous pumpkin slide.
It goes way faster than one would expect. Okay.
The mega slide is a blast. We've got 2 different lanes so parents can race.
Underthrowing so bad. I would not make it in the rodeo.
Might have to mix just a little bit more.
Uncurbed. There it is. Woo! Nice. There we go. Strongest ever.
The sunflowers usually take about 60 days. We have 5 varieties in here, so each one blooms at a different stage and then also different heights. So we've got the little tiny ones, and those are perfect, you know, for the littles to take their pictures. And then we have the giants that some of them can get 12 feet tall.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Can't forget the photo ops. So go ahead, check out the Sunflower Fest now through August 27th. If you can't make it, this is just the beginning of festival season, so check out their website for what's next.
For One Tank Trips, Deja Jones. All right, that's it for Midday. Go ahead and switch on over to 38 The Spot at noon, where we have another half hour of local news. See you then.